Britain is home to quite a few invasive species. In other words, animals that didn't get here naturally. And I've managed to film and document a fair few on this channel. But today's animal is by far the most exotic I've found. Stick insects sometimes freak a few people out. Insects in general manage to do that for some reason. But despite being a bit strange, they're also extremely fascinating. This species on my hand is the Indian stick insect, a very common pet here in the UK. Although this species can be found out in the wild, they're not naturalised in this country. And here's why. This species asexually reproduces, which means they reproduce on their own. And when they do this, they lay hundreds of eggs. It's basically a form of cloning themselves. And as they are quite a common pet, a lot of people, unfortunately, don't dispose of their eggs correctly, and they make their way out into the wild. Now, in the summer months, when it's warm enough, this species can do quite well in this country, and you can sometimes find them, especially down in the warmer climates, such as Cornwall and Devon. But the coldest temperatures this species really can handle is around 16 degrees. So when it comes around to winter time, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, these guys die off. Look at him. Just like a stick. However, we do have some species of stick insect in this country which have since become naturalised and are now an invasive species. And just like the Indian stick insect in the summer, a lot of these species can most commonly be found in the warmer climates down south. Our most common species of stick insect in the UK that's made its way over here is the unarmed stick insect, which makes up 60% of the stick insects in Britain. Most sightings of this species are in Cornwall, with the strongest colonies being around Truro, Falmouth and St Austell. But amazingly, this species can also be found as far north as southwest Ireland. This is also the longest species of stick insect within the UK, and they can grow up to 12.5 centimetres long, but 10 centimetres is more common. Another species we have is the smooth stick insect, which can only really be found on the Isles of Scilly, first reported in 1949. However, there are some occasional sightings here in mainland Britain. The stick insects in this country spend most of their time living in bramble and in bushes. This keeps them nice and camouflaged to avoid being preyed upon. It's also a great place for them to feed, as stick insects are herbivorous animals, eating leaves from various trees and shrubs. The Indian stick insect can also be quite sizable, ranging from around 5 to 8 centimetres. However, some can even grow up to 10 centimetres in length. Even to this day, Indian stick insects can still be bought from most exotic pet shops, and they can even be sold for as little as £1. Some places even sell them for free with any purchase, because there's just that many of them. I'm sure that most people watching are very familiar with stick insects, but for the sake of my younger audience, I do have to explain that they are so named because they are masters of camouflage. As you can see, they look just like a stick. Amazing, isn't it? The Indian stick insect can make itself look even more like a stick by tucking in all of their limbs to look perfectly straight. Stick insects have even developed this uncanny ability to sway themselves to resemble a stick in the wind, and it can sometimes look quite funny, almost as if they're dancing. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned something new about a truly amazing animal. And please feel free to check out some of my other videos, especially if you enjoy nature and wildlife. Cheers. Come here, mate. Good boy. Yeah, you'll be alright. You're gonna be fine. The camera's gonna love you. Just don't play dead for me, because that will look pretty bad. Wouldn't be a great shot, would it? You playing dead.